Hola, bon dia. Munson here with the Good Morning Portugal show from expatsportugal.com. I have to start with a confession to you. I was just doing the show on my own about, 9 o'clock. It was going really well, actually, but it was just me. I looked up to see that it wasn't actually live, and I was giving it my best. It's like dancing when no one's looking. I was broadcasting like no one was looking because actually no one was looking or seeing anything. And then I realized. So that was my rehearsal. This is the real thing here on Good Morning Portugal. I hope you're well. And of course, a chance to say what you're up to at the weekend. And if you're lucky enough to be in wonderful Portugal, do tell us what you were doing and make the folks back home jealous. Actually, no, don't be naughty, don't be nasty. Keep the Portuguese pilot lights lit for those people who want to come here. So it's a bittersweet thing, isn't it? It's like, look what we did at the weekend, but it's also to encourage you and give you inspiration and keep the flame alive in what can be a little bit of a difficult time. Because not only, we've got the pandemic and we've got, the subsequent difficulties that come from bureaucracy with the whole pandemic business, but I might as well have opened the show with this morning. This is how it could have been, and this is why Gilda isn't here this morning. She's having a well-earned rest, and we might have done this as well. Look, this is how it could have been this morning. This is one option for the Good Morning Portugal show in another and truly authentic Portuguese dimension. Now, to me, that is unimaginable, taking the month off. But it does happen here, I think. Certainly things slow down. And I do not begrudge young Gilda a holiday at all. Well-earned rest, a well-earned break in the Algarve. And she has sent a lovely photograph, which I'm going to endeavour to show you now and encourage all the rest of you to do the same thing. If you've had a wonderful weekend in Portugal, do let me know what you've been up to. If it's savoury and above board and legal, and if it's not, keep it to yourself. But it'd be lovely to hear what you've been up to this weekend. And August is going to be a little bit different. Gilda isn't here this morning with a visa update. She's having a holiday. Head Gardener McGrady is usually here at 5:15 with the gardening Q&A. And we normally talk about business things on a Tuesday, but I think we're going to mix it up, this being August. This is no ordinary month in Portugal. Here's the holiday snap, the postcard from Portugal in the Algarve where Gilda is. And we visited Portugal quite a few times, haven't we, one way or another? I know Dougie loves Portugal. Frank loves Portugal as well. And obviously the wonderful Tiago Zeferino, the chef who we featured, has also been featured from Portugal. What's this? Someone's calling me from Lisbon. Should I take it? I think it might be the Head Gardener McGrady. Although I think I've cut the call off rather than put him through to the studio. So let me just plug that in there. Might go better next time. And we can find out from Lee. Yeah, let's get Lee on the show now. Oh, no. What's that in the background? That's my spiritual teacher talking. I better turn him off for a minute. And we are trying to get Lee on the show. Oh, and here he is now. We're all over the place. It's holiday time. Lee, was that you ringing me?
I don't think so.
Oh, crikey. Right, it's all go on the show.
Oh, I don't know.
You look like you're in a Portuguese a shisha pipe bar. Or is it just a rollie?
Just a cigarette.
He's having a quick. It would be one of their mornings already. Okay. Well, what we're doing. We're talking to Lee before he goes out and puts in a hard day's work, because we're encouraging somebody else to come and join his team and do exactly the same. Let's set it up first, though, Lee. Let's put things in context. You are a Brit in Portugal, in the Lisbon area, running a highly successful gardening business, right? How's that been? How's it going?
Highly successful. It's been really good. Started a year and a half ago, and it's just got more and more. And I'm at the point now where it's too much for one person, but borderline enough for two, to pay a wage. Yeah. So I just watched a bit of advertising for the business on your radio show.
Well, you're very welcome to do that, because you're every Monday. You've given us wonderful service at 5:15 every Monday. Not tonight, incidentally. We take the first Monday of the month off. The Fresh Air team take the first Monday off, but every other Monday, 6:15. Lee is here, Head Gardener McGrady, answering questions that are coming from all over the world, actually. It's not just Portugal. We have people in the Americas, South Africa, UK, all asking questions about I'm laughing because look, Garbo's here. Lee, your van's on fire. It's not. It's all right. We've got it under control, Garbo. And it's only right that you should come on and make the invitation. I think because I got very excited about this, didn't I? When you were telling me about it.
You did,
For somebody who's thinking of moving to Portugal with a bit of experience and a background in gardening, this is a lovely opportunity. For somebody who already lives here, a Portuguese person who's, Lord knows, jobs are gold dust at the moment, and there you are with an opportunity. So what are they up against apart from having to work with you all day? What's it going to be like?
That's going to be the hard bit, working with me all day. No, it's. I'm not going to polish it. It's an early start. It's a late finish.
Yeah,
and it's hard work. And it's hard work in between. But the pay is good, depending on the experience, and it's always fun. I like to stop for a beer occasionally. It's dead simple, really. I just need someone to do the donkey work and to get a bit of experience and develop their gardening skills. The idea is to develop the business more and more. I think the sort of service I offer isn't readily available in Portugal.
Oh, really?
And, I advertise myself as a professional gardener, and when we go to see a new customer, we give a full rundown of everything we're going to do by the season. So there's no nefarious bits in between where people are unsure what's going to happen. And if I say I'm going to be there at 9 o'clock in the morning, I'm there at 9 o'clock in the morning. And if I say I'm going to be there every other Wednesday, I'm there every other Wednesday. Come hell or high water. And that's a service that's not really available at the moment in this area, as far as I can work out.
No, I've heard this, Lee, and people will probably report that it can be a bit hit or miss employing people, can't it? And the word of mouth recommendations of people who do turn up on time and do what they're going to do, I think are gold dust. And it sounds like you're one of those people. And it's this is not just a local thing, isn't it? A lot of expats do set up in business as well, and they're just the same. Thinking it's a holiday job or something. Oh,
it's definitely not a holiday job. It's harder work here than it is in the UK. Just because the seasons are very different, the plants are very different, and the heat is. Well, today's not so bad. It's a bit cloudy, a bit wet, but on a normal day, the heat's a killer. Been out in 39s and 40s, and the Portuguese like to have that long lunch, where I just try and work my way through it and get as much done in a day as possible.
Okay.
But I mean, if anyone's thinking of coming from the UK to start a business, anything from plumbing to electronics, bringing that English skill set with you and the English mentality, it seems to really work well here. It goes down really well.
Okay. And am I right in thinking it goes down well with the Portuguese as well? Because you've got Portuguese customers, I take it.
I really don't speak a word of Portuguese. I can order me beer, I can order me food, and that's it.
Yeah.
But with a little support from Google Translate and my Portuguese friends, my girlfriend, we get by, and the Portuguese really appreciate the English attitude to work. The get out and do it sort of attitude.
Yeah.
So anyone definitely consider. Yeah.
And is it true they've got to wear a Union Jack T-shirt or shorts while they're working with you?
I love wearing my Union Jack T-shirt. I have 6 or 7 work T-shirts. This is the second design. It's got the phone number on the back and a little Gouda lawnmower. But my original T-shirt is just a big Union Jack, half a Union Jack and half a Portuguese flag on the back.
Yes.
Just to stand out as an Englishman. There's no point in hiding the fact that I'm an Englishman.
Yeah.
It was always the decision at the beginning. Even my advertising has a little flag in the top corner.
Yes, I see that. Unashamedly patriotic, and I think some expats have a bit of a problem with this, don't they? And the funny thing about this is, I don't think Portuguese people do, because Portuguese people are deeply patriotic, aren't they? And whatever chance they have to get out the flag or support the football team or whatever, they do it. And I don't think they would think there's anything strange or odd about an English person being proud to be English or British.
Well, as far as horticulture is concerned, I think England. Around the world, English gardeners are are respected as being tradesmen in their own right.
Yeah.
Well, I think a lot of the gardeners in Portugal, doing the maintenance rounds like I'm doing, and more cash in hand, unqualified, run around with a lawnmower kind of people.
Yes.
No offense, people make good money doing it, and if it's your cup of tea, if that's what you want from a gardener, then it suits some people.
Yeah.
But I've gone in the complete opposite direction. I've gone as a professional gardener that'll come and take his time and do a proper job.
Yeah.
And I always say to the customers, any concerns, contact me immediately. You know, I'm always available. And that's going to be part of working with me, is being available all the time.
Right.
I know it sounds bad, but it's the only way I can see to develop a proper business, is to put all the effort in now and hope in 10 years the business is built enough where it's paying off to be a successful, not a franchise, but a successfully mid-sized business where I can employ more people and make more money.
And this is a chance for somebody to get involved. Well, and good luck to you. This is a chance for somebody to get involved in that growth and feel the benefit of that too, for the work they put in. Because you are talking about quite old-fashioned values here. I was thinking to myself, wow, hanging out with Lee, doing a bit of gardening. I'm sure he won't mind if I join the team. And that when I find a pretty leaf to sit down and write a poem, I think you would kick my butt if I was on the job behaving like that. You're looking for a grafter, aren't you?
There's no time to sit down and write a poem. No, that really doesn't happen.
Okay.
It just doesn't look good. I'm paranoid now, sat talking on the telephone, because I'm actually at a customer's house.
All right. Okay.
And,
we won't keep you much longer.
It's meant to be my day off today. That's how stupid it is. It's meant to be my day off today, but my kids fly in tomorrow from Manchester.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to squeeze everything in before the kids get here. So I've got less to do when they're here. Yeah.
Okay.
But even then, I've got the kids coming. I've not seen them for 18 months, and I've still got a fairly full diary for the next 2 weeks. Right. So it's kind of, I'm looking for someone with the commitment to develop in with the business, and who wants that longevity, guaranteed work. Yeah. And hopefully someone that can see the advantage of being early doors in with the business and help it develop, so they can develop with it and again make some good money.
A lot of old-fashioned values in this, because a lot of people have sort of been bemoaning the fact that there aren't apprenticeships anymore. I know there's the modern apprenticeship, and there are efforts to do this, but this is like an opportunity from back in the day, isn't it? Where you're going to work with a professional and learn the business. If you obviously coming in at entry level, if you're a professional gardener, you'd be doing it yourself, but you're going to be joining Lee as somebody eager to learn about the business and learn the trade whilst on the job. And that's quite an old-fashioned and an excellent thing, I think.
And not just gardening skills, but business skills as well, and communication skills. I mean, you have to have all those different skill sets to be a professional working in a small business. You've got to be able to communicate well. You've got to be able to see the advantages of making that little extra money, that extra sale every time, and to see the opportunity. So some of the jobs I do pay very little. Some of the individual gardeners pay very, very little, and some people might look at it and think, well, is it worth doing? But I know that's very little every week. Yeah. For as long as I can provide a great service and keep the customer. And so as far as I'm concerned, the customer is golden. They come first every time. Yeah. And it can't ever slack. It can't ever diminish from doing the best job possible in the best way, in the most professional way. So I just need someone with that kind of same attitude.
Great. Okay. Well, that's what I know you got to go. And so then just finally, let's focus a bit more on this individual. And as it is a bit weird, isn't it, to be talking about one job in one place? But actually, I do think jobs are gold dust at the moment. And this could be a great opportunity for somebody. And I've got a particular sort of penchant for this, because it'll be working in the outdoors. It'll be doing learning about something really important, I think, that is perhaps a little bit underestimated in the world at the moment. So it'd be great to have someone who can speak English and Portuguese by the sound of it, or willing to learn either or both.
Someone speaking Portuguese would be perfect, but it's not completely necessary, because, as I say, I kind of get by with that on my own.
Okay.
But just just a grafter, just someone that's willing to put the effort in, to get up early, and to stay as late as it needs.
Yep. All right. And you will need a sense of humor as well, because working with Lee is going to be a lot of fun. What I love what I remember here is I think the Portuguese and English do share a pretty good sense of humor, don't they? You know, there are some nationalities, can't you, when you're doing your British stick, and particularly your Mancunian humor, and it's going to go way over their head or just completely to one side. I think the Portuguese and the Brits share a kind of world weary humor. Is that? Would you agree?
I was a bit concerned about that when I first started coming to Portugal, because not everybody gets the Mancunian sense of humour and attitude to life. But my girlfriend, or my fiance, she comes from quite a large family that all live in the same area.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of before the COVID, there was a lot of big family get-togethers and parties. And after the second year, they all knew exactly what to expect. And it goes down really well. And they kind of join in with it now a little bit. So yeah, they've got a very similar sense of humour. Okay. And I think they've got quite a lot of love for England as well. I know it's with the Brexit and everything that's happened. People were thinking that there'd be some sort of disconnect between England and Europe.
Yeah.
But as far as I'm concerned, I've never had any trouble about it. And so I'm still getting customers advertising as an Englishman, still making friends as an Englishman.
Yeah.
So again, anyone coming to Portugal, don't worry about any kickback from the Brexit. I don't think it's really affected us here.
Excellent. Good to hear it from on the ground.
There's a long history, isn't there, between England and Portugal, and I think it's
Treaty of Windsor alive in your relationship by the sound of it as well. You know, hearts across the channel. Fantastic. So how do people get in touch, Lee, if they're interested in this job or know somebody who might be? What's the best way to get in touch?
Well, that's the actual thing. I've just started a Facebook page for the business.
Oh,
I know I'm a bit slow, but I've just got one up and running this week.
PlayStage. And what's it called?
It's been really busy, Carl. It's been silly.
I know. Well, it's testament to you. Okay.
Jardins Rezus. Can you see that? Is that?
Oh,
is that
what does that mean then?
Well, I was informed.
Yeah.
It's like Royal Gardens or Regal Gardens.
Oh, I say. Okay.
When I first started it, but
yeah,
I kind of regret that now. I kind of regret not having a more English name. But it is what it is, and I've paid me €350 to register as a business. So, yeah, it is what it is. But anyone can look me up personally on Facebook if they're interested in the job, and send me a message.
Well, there's that's the first initiative test for this person. They've got to look up Jardim Regios, Regal Gardens in Portuguese. That's a bit of a test at the beginning there. Lee McGrady, head gardener.
Well, Lee McGrady might just be easier. Yeah.
Lee McGrady might be easier. And like you say, you know, proper job. This isn't a cash in hand thing. This is a proper job with a future, and that's why I like it so much, and that's why I like how you go about these things.
I really don't do cash in hand work at all. Everything I do is through the business. I don't take cash as a rule because I hate carrying it around in the vehicle with me.
Yeah.
And a lot of the customers I do are not actually home when I'm there.
Yeah.
So that going out chasing money at the end of the week, it's not for me. I like everything through the bank, done officially.
Yeah.
Done proper. But then there's no comeback in 2 or 3 years from the taxman.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's just, I'm in a foreign country. I should be paying my taxes. I should be doing everything legitimate. So
good attitude.
Any employment ways has to be the same way. It's got to be official, by the books, and insured, and everything else.
All right, there's Joel. Joel's helping us out there with putting the accent on the E. Pilgrim Pods say I don't get Manx at all. I mean, it happens, doesn't it? You know, but it's not going to stop. It's not going to stop Lee or any other Mancunian being themselves. That's part of the charm. There's probably books or internet guides you can get to help with that. Pilgrim Pods. Where is the job based? That's a good question, which I failed.
Preferably, I'd like them to be on this side of the river from Lisbon, on the Cascais. Not Cascais. What's the beach called here, Cal? Caparica area.
Costa de Caparica, yeah, indeed.
Yeah, sort of anywhere around there, but it's not exclusive for there. I'm from Sintra on the other side. I spend most of my time over there, so Um, I work both sides of the river, so it's not really a problem. But anywhere in the Greater Lisbon area.
Yeah,
Um,
that's not a euphemism, by the way. He works both sides of the river, and that is a wonderful. That's one of the perks of the job, actually. Crossing that April 25th bridge. If you join Lee and you do this job, and you're sat next to him, shotgun in the van, and you got all the tools in the back ready to go out, and you're driving across the April 25th bridge, that will be a special moment. Do you still get a buzz going across there, Lee?
Do you know what? We were talking about this the other day when I was crossing with a girlfriend. When I first fiance, I've got to get that right.
Get a smack.
When I first moved here, I had a little Peugeot. It wasn't a good car. It had a bad engine in it, and it used to terrify me crossing the bridge because I had nightmares about breaking down in the middle of it.
Oh yeah, and you've seen that. I mean, we've all been past that person who's run out of petrol on there. That must be a terrible place to break down.
You imagine how embarrassing that would be. Because I mean, you don't just stop traffic; you stop traffic for the day. Yeah. It causes chaos when someone breaks down on the bridge. So I used to hit the bridge and sort of close my eyes, middle lane, close my. Come on, get across the.
We can do this.
Pray it. Yeah. Then I got the van and I started to enjoy crossing the bridge because I'm kind of reliable vehicle.
Yeah.
But I normally hit it around 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
No traffic. The sun's just coming up.
Oh, beautiful.
It's beautiful. Yeah. And then going home at night, you've got the sunset as you're going over, looking towards Belaine. You've got the sunset going down behind Sintra. Oh, it's great crossing. I love it.
Stop it. That is something to look forward to there. Working in some really cool parts of Lisbon and the suburbs there with Lee. If you fancy that, there we go. Joel's done it right for us. Jardins Regios is the name of the company. And Lee McGrady, your man there on the screen, offering a job opportunity in these crazy times. It's gold dust as far as I'm concerned, and a great business to be getting into. Don't worry, Lee, I won't be applying with my foppish ways. I'll keep a safe distance. I'd be like Oscar Wilde, probably, picking up a leaf or running the soil through my hands and saying to you, look at this. Isn't it a miracle, Lee? Isn't this beautiful? And you'd just be saying, oh, for God's sake, man, get on with it.
You wouldn't last a day.
You can tell. All right. Okay, Lee, have a great day. Enjoy in Portugal. Good luck with filling that job opportunity there. Wonderful.
Can I just get one extra in?
Of course.
Join the Man Cave Facebook group. Man Cave meets every Friday night. Bring your beer. Enjoy the chat.
There you go. Man Cave. The Man Cave reloaded under the very safe and slightly edgy co-leadership, collaboration with Lee and Andy and some of the other rum characters that you know from this community. Every Friday night, it persists, it continues, like a fungus, really.
Like a proper fungus, yeah. A deadly fungus in some cases.
All right, mate. Have a great day. All right,
okay.
Ciao. See you, mate.
You soon. Bye-bye.
Isn't that lovely? Fantastic opportunity there, I think. So I do get a bit granular these days, on the show, talking about very specific and personal and local things. But I think that's a worthy inclusion. I really do. And all the stuff that you heard Lee talking about there, I think is important to bring to the table. Your comments, it's 27 minutes past 9 and I haven't read out a single comment. Wanted to have Lee go on his way and share the good news there. And I'll just have a little sip of my tea. Oh, Carl, have you done something to your hair? My tea tastes especially nice this morning. I wonder what that might be. Andrea Hogan, happy Monday to you, Andrea Hogan. Thank you very much. First in this morning, David Durham. Talking of man cavers, here he is. What ungodly hour is it for you, David Durham? Bon dia, alegria from you though. John Gibson, bon dia from John. Looking forward to speaking to you soon, John. Thunderduck, bon dia, alegria. Thunderduck's in with some news about the weekend that. They've been having. Which bit of the Portugal are you in at the moment, Thunderduck? Bon dia from Stephen Wells. Good morning, Stephen. How was your weekend? Make any Portugal plans this weekend? Mark Stoll watching YouTube vids, as a lot of people do, as they gird their loins for Portugal, watching every possible YouTube channel they can find that mentions Portugal. Mark's here as well. Hey, Mark, how are you doing? Jim White as well in Baltimore. Bon dia, alegria. Right, good morning, everyone. Had a barbecue on Saturday with a Turkish couple. I'm hoping they were guests rather than the on the menu. There, it just sounds a little bit like barbecued Turkish couple. Not sure I could eat a whole one. I had an American and a German and a Finn. Lots of fun. And as Thunder, I think someone said that sounds like a joke, doesn't it? That sounds like a joke. A Turkish couple, an American, a German, and a Finn walk into a bar. Fill the rest in as you wish. Answers on a postcard for how that joke. I mean, that's a good lot of possible national stereotypes there to work with, don't you think? Though not a Portuguese weekend, but a Portuguese person at the epicenter of that hospitality and cooking. So I'm thinking that'll be pretty good, Elra. We had a wonderful weekend, says Thunder Duck. It was my wife's birthday. We had drinks at a kiosk in the park and dinner at our favorite restaurant. I feel a song coming on. You know, that is a proper Portuguese weekend, the kiosk culture. Where you can sit in the park. I mean, who was I talking to recently? I can't remember, but been meeting up with quite a few people, and that was part of my weekend. Meeting up. I don't want to blow your cover unless you say it's okay. The lovely American couple that we met up with in Caldash, again, drinks at the kiosk before ambling around Caldash and the park, the Dom Carlos Park, not named after me. I wish it was. So drinks in the kiosk in the park and dinner at our favorite restaurant afterwards. That sounds like the perfect Portuguese weekend, doesn't it? The kiosk bit, you know, have a beer, have a coffee, have a cake, watch the world go by for a little bit in the park. Absolutely wonderful. And then mosey on to the favorite restaurant to complete the day. That's beautiful. We could leave it there, couldn't we? Perfect Portuguese weekend. Absolutely lovely. And let us join in with belated birthday wishes as Elra's leading the charge on that. So Mrs. Duck, I hope you had it sounds like you had a beautiful weekend and a lovely birthday. Fantastic. And yeah, do pass that on to Mrs. Duck from us, please, if I may refer to her as that. Bon dia todos from a cloudy Wiesbaden, Germany, targeting a mid-February date for our retiring and moving to Portugal. Well done. Locking on there, Jim, with a specific date. That's always good, isn't it, to get a particular date in mind. Paul Richards, good luck with all your plans there, Jim. Let us know if we can help. Greetings from a pleasant Harrogate in North Yorkshire. Not quite Portuguese weather, but acceptable. Starting with the residency battle. Wish me luck. Don't you just love Brexit? Paul, you could have done this ages ago, couldn't you? With your British passport. Did you leave it a bit later? Now you're on a D7 trajectory. I hear it's I've heard of some good, and this is complete hearsay and gossip, I have to say, but some quite good leniency. You may have to cross the into the dreaded into the dreaded other side of the Pennines. But I've been hearing good reports about how well the Manchester consulate is handling transitions of this kind, Paul. So maybe worth sucking it up and going to Manchester as a Yorkshireman. I know that's not going to be easy for you. Patricia Gorst, good morning all. Thank you, Patricia. Lovely to hear from you. Dominique Core also here. The pennies dropped. Dominic, aren't you a Caldash person? But not this morning. A bon dia from a sunny Lim. Is that Kent or Dorset? I can't remember. I'm getting it mixed up with Lyme, possibly, aren't I there? Bon dia from Antonio F., one of our lovely Portuguesers, alongside Joel, putting us right in a most kindly and generous way, should we not know something or step out of line in any way. That is a step up from having the mic turned off. That is absolutely true, Stephen. At least on that occasion, I was on the screen. This morning, I was happily broadcasting away to myself. The big red live logo wasn't there, and I didn't notice. But there you go. Another lesson learned. Thank you, Stephen, for being here this morning. Me, my dog, and bike. Bon dia todos de Amsterdam. Look at that. That's an interesting spelling of Amsterdam, but we know what he means there. Will Thompson, bon dia. Can't claim the best weekend. Hold on. The dog got sick outside a cafe. Oh, that's always a bit difficult, isn't it? When you've got a crowd of onlookers trying to enjoy their refreshments, and then someone comes along like Will, whose dog throws up just outside the cafe. Then I got sick. No. People are having their breakfast. So yes, that sounds awful. But the good news is, by the time we get to the end of that sentence, which I'm not going to read out, just in case anyone is feasting on a pastel de nata right now, she's fine now. Good to hear that. What's her name, Will? Jose Manuel de Costa Diogo, good morning to you, Jose. Bon dia para todos, boa nova semana. Good morning to all and a good new week. Now, I love that. That is some value there, right there on the screen, isn't it? If I may call you Jose Manuel de Costa Diogo, giving us the Portuguese greeting and the translation as well. So make sure you write that down or commit it to memory, you folks who are practicing Portuguese and learning the language. Having a cloudy Monday morning in Lisbon after a rainy night. Okay. What's happened? Antonio F., you'll be able to answer this, won't you? What is going on with the weather? Is it true? I mean, have people just got bad memories? and they don't remember what the weather's like from year to year, and they kind of make stuff up. Oh, I remember when I was a kid, summer used to last from June to September, and the sun went in at 11 o'clock at night, blah blah blah, and it was never below 30 degrees. And different these days, obviously, and very changeable. Was it always like that, or is there something going on? You can tell us this possibly from Lisbon. Just gonna have another little sip of my tea, everybody. Notice anything different about me, I wonder? Playing havoc with the green screen there. Good morning from Jacqueline Branco from Gairish Obidos. Hope you're well. We're absolutely fine here. Thank you, Jacqueline. Hope you are too, because you had an amazing boot sale, didn't you? Car boot sale at the great expo centre in Caldas People driving their cars into that building. That's a proper Portuguese car boot sale, undercover, out of the sun and any possible rain that comes. Photos to follow and total that was raised. Have a great week. You too, Jacqueline. Keep up the good work. Yeah, do let us know. Send us a couple of photos and the grand total that was raised, and we'll gladly let everybody know about that. Oh, yeah. Talking of holidays, I mean, if you weren't here earlier on, this is what I was going to just leave on the screen just to mess with you a little bit. Look. A lot of people are having the month off here, or it's a very different atmosphere in Portugal during August. And with this, of course, is the first day of August that we're broadcasting, and we'll see what that brings as we try and arrange guests and go about our business in Portugal. But I believe in the Conselho de Peniche, it's a national holiday. If you're lucky enough to be in Peniche, I believe there's a national holiday over there. So we try to report on one local holiday every episode, because you can guarantee there's one going on somewhere. Can you imagine that if you lived in a camper van? Which is becoming increasingly difficult, let's face it. But if you did that, you could probably find out where each particular Portuguese place was having a holiday, and live your life and complete holiday mindset as you went from one place to another, celebrating their local holiday. It would be Peniche today. Andrea Hogan in the Netherlands, dreaming of the day we are living in Portugal. Let us help you furnish and realize that dream, Andrea. I hope that's why you're here, and relying on our community's help and support and guidance to do just that. Someone calling, probably marketing or sellers. Yeah, I'm not sure who that was calling in. It's always a little bit of a mystery, isn't it, when you miss a call? Who was that, I wonder? Did I miss something important? And then you track them down and you really didn't. A wrong number or a marketer, as you say there, Elra. This should be an awkward August. So is that because of the layers of challenge, Antonio, the pandemic effect and the August holidays all coming together? And what will it be like? I don't think you're looking forward to it. Morning to you, Gary. Yeah, I just switched the camera on to Lee, taking a big old toke on his roll up there. Everything's fine there, Gary. No need to worry. Bon dia, Jeff Owen. How are you, mate? Good to hear from you this morning. Not me. I can kill even a cactus. It's a gift. Oh, it's a gift as in, I thought you meant the job. I think the job is a bit of a gift, actually. It'd be great working with Lee, I'm sure. Yeah, you've got to have the green thumb, haven't you? The green fingers, I think. Or he's going to teach you on the job anyway. Gilda, look at her. I'm watching you. Gilda, you're on holiday. I won't be back in September. I will be there before that if you still want me. Of course we want you, Gilda. We'd have you on here every day. But we also recognize that you need a rest. And just in case you missed it earlier on, let's put up Gilda's postcard from the Algarve. Look at that. Gilda's comment on the screen and her lovely... what's that going to be? That is going to be a sunset, isn't it? Not a sunrise. I'm thinking, looking at the orientation of the sea and the sun over there setting in the west over beautiful Burgão. Burgautiful, I would say there. If they haven't used that catchphrase, if the tourist board want that, they can have that on me. Burgautiful. Thank you, Gilda, for that. You make sure you enjoy your holiday and have a great rest. Bon dia from Joel. John Gibson, is there much of a demand for heating, cooling and refrigeration service in Portugal? I would say yes. There's got to be, hasn't there? In a country of great heat and of great coolness at certain times of the year, those 3 months we don't talk about. Only Mrs. M talks about that. I try and keep it out of my mind, as the Portuguese psyche does. I think the 3 cold and damp months of the year. I think there would absolutely be, John. Put your feelers out here and let's see if we can help, John. Heating, cooling and refrigeration service. I'm thinking that's a big yes. Bon dia de Ron de Cascais. Ron de Cascais. Loving that, Ron. That's you referring to yourself as that. Moving into my new apartment today. I'm a bona fide expat in Portugal now. Nice one, Ron. It's always lovely to share and celebrate such milestones. So all the best. Boa sorte Good luck. Congratulations on the new apartment, and I hope you're very happy there indeed. Why wouldn't you be in Cascais? Lovely place, lovely part of the world. So all the best, Ron. Congratulations on that. Julie's here. Good morning from Torres Vedras this morning from Julie Hart. Hey, Julie, how are you? Carl, thank you for noticing, John. Are you drinking from a GMP coffee cup? Well, funny you should say that, John. I am. Tastes. I was left a tea bag in there. Always a bit of a shock in it when you leave the tea bag in and you go to have a sip of your tea and there's a tea berg floating in there. I think, let me see. I'm going to do a comparison. I'm going to drink out of my, this was disparagingly referred to, my Easter cup. So let me just drink some tea from that. That's okay. It's tea. It's warm and wet. And let me now try from my GMP coffee cup. Or my teacup, tea mug, as it should be rightly called on this occasion. Oh my word, that tastes, 2 to 3 times better. Who knew? So yes, pop along to the Etsy shop. That is, if you go to Etsy and look up, I should do it for you, shouldn't I? Rather than making it difficult for you. Don't want to be making it hard for you this time of the morning, do I? So Etsy.com, Expats Portugal. Let me just find exactly the right place to go. Not just the mugs that we've got there. In the merch, we have a range. Obviously, I'm especially interested in the Good Morning Portugal mug, but other goodies are available. If I can find the right, if I can find. Did you mean to shop Expats Portugal? Yes, I did, absolutely. Actually, computers are so helpful these days, aren't they? Or they try to be, at least. 5 people already have this in their basket as I look at the Good Morning Portugal mug. Awesome. Okay, and I'll tell you what other things are available as well. Let me just bring that onto the screen on this rather leisurely Monday morning. Okay, just easing our way into the week. And we are sharing pictures of what we've been up to at the weekend. If you want to, actually, I should put the number up for doing that. Tell me what you've been up to in the comments, please. And if you want to send in pics and even videos, you can do as well. Look at these goodies. You could get a T-shirt as well. Really, I should have one of those on soon, shouldn't I? A nice Expats Portugal T-shirt. Moving to Portugal 2021 tote bag. See what she did there? That's clever, isn't it? Portugal, I'm on my way. I think we should have Jerry's catchphrase on one of these as well, shouldn't we? Jerry in his Quizmaster blazer, all sparkly. See you in Portugal. I love it when he does that. Portugal, I'm on my way. And there you go. The Good Morning Portugal mug poised by a rather cool looking Apple keyboard there. Not that happens in this particular place. So there you go. Tote bags, eco tote bags, T-shirts and the mug right there. And yes, John, I am drinking out of a GMP coffee mug. I'm very delighted to be doing so. If I was 20 years younger, I'd have applied, but I'm old and knackered now. And that's not strictly speaking a medical diagnosis, is it? But I know what you mean, Gary. So yeah, I was thinking, wouldn't that be great fun to be working with Lee? And I remember those kind of days when I used to do a bit of building work and home refurbishments, and you'd have a bit of a team. Great laugh, working with other blokes all day long. And wouldn't it be amazing to be doing that in Portugal? Stopping for, if it's you and me, Gary, running that company, we'd definitely be stopping for the Portuguese lunch, wouldn't we? Having a little carafe of wine at lunchtime. What could possibly go wrong when we went back onto the job? Antonio, bem-vindo, Ron, from Antonio. Lovely. Love it when that happens. Lee is right about being available in a business, says Gilda, and she knows, especially if it's a new one, having successfully started Portugal's first migration agency and still working like the proverbial. She knows what it is to put in a great service for the customer. Good points. Jeff saying to Lee there when Lee was talking about it. That's a funny comment, isn't it, Pilgrim Pods? They are a special breed, the Mancunians. Manchester. Bearders 22. Bon dia from Lagos. Back at our place after 18 months. So much sand and dust on a balcony that we could grow potatoes in it. There's an idea then for the Happy Homesteaders group. That's our gardening group, by the way. The Happy Homesteaders and the Get Out and Grow group. We are encouraging people to grow their own here in Portugal. Whether it's, often that belongs to that particular stereotype, isn't it, of the people who pay 10,000 euros for 3 big rocks in the middle of Castelo Branco as a renovation and makeover opportunity. There is that end, isn't there, of the off-grid dream. But I think anyone and everyone in Portugal can be growing a little bit, even if it is on some potatoes on the balcony, albeit as Van Der is talking about there. A great attitude, Lee, from Wayne. Absolutely. He's old-fashioned, isn't he, Wayne? Is Lee there? Most Portuguese want to avoid crossing the bridge, the tolls and the traffic. It's true, but I mean, still, for us expats, Elra, it is such a buzz going across that. And when you go across the bridge, it makes a little bit of a noise. And I always used to tell my kids that there was a dragon that lived under the bridge. And you hear this. I said, "Can you hear the dragon, kids?" And I'd make the noise. And what fun we had. I was the most amused in the car, probably. And the kids were like, "Oh, here we go. He's talking about a dragon again." But I used to love it. Morning from Cintra's farming family. Hey, Druba, how are you, my friend? Excellent to hear from you. Dougie's back in the country as well. Look, bon dia, chums. Well, nothing bon about it. My Harkire has bonned. Leaking oil, and we've had some amazing pictures. Probably share some pictures from Doug's travel log. I got to say, a little bit sad actually. These pictures that came. I wonder if I can just pull a couple from the messages that Doug's been sending me. But he's been in Nazaré, and some really quite sad pictures of Sitio, the lovely touristy, restauranty part of Peniche there. And I'll put a couple on the screen for you from Nazaré. Sorry, did I say Nazaré earlier on? Let's see what else we've got we've got some lovely pictures of the boats, but no tourists. This is what he's saying. Some lovely pictures of bread. Oh my goodness, that looks delicious. And an empty street. Let me show you what's going on in beautiful Nazaré. Again, bittersweet, because here we are. We've got the most beautiful place, but there are no people there. It's not a good sight. I mean, it's a good sight from the point of view of its picture postcard beautiful, as you'll see on the screen now, as I show you this lovely picture. But this should have people on the beach there, shouldn't it? This is awkward and difficult, and we need to be doing something about this very soon, I think. A street of Nazaré here as well from Doug. Thank you for these, Doug. Great to have you back in the country. Empty streets. I mean, it's not like he was taking that at 4 a.m. or anything. This is daytime in Nazaré. That's a beautiful but slightly poignantly sad sight, I would say. Keep those pictures coming in of what you did at the weekend, and let's keep working our way through your comments that you're good enough to send us. Wendy's here as well. Wendy Van Heerden, bon dia to you. 3 a.m. in Chicago. What are you hungry, David? Why are you up at this time? He's one of these funny people that eats one meal a day. No wonder he's up at 3 a.m. My stomach would be waking me up on that sort of regime. Hey, Circus School Paul, haven't been on for a while. We know, we noticed. We were gonna call you. We've been sorting out our move to Portugal. We are hoping to be there mid-September. Excellent news. 3:30 now, actually 3:46 now, David. Hopefully get it swapped over tomorrow morning. Brand new car. It was peeing Castrol GTX. That's unusual in a new car, isn't it? How bad is that? I reckon the turbo is puddled. Sometimes happens, I guess, with the rental, because some people aren't too kind on them, are they? Could have been one of the earlier drivers. Or were you caning it on Route 66, Doug? How do you see the Man Cave Facebook group? Colin, if somebody could, from the Man Cave, could share that with us, that would be awesome. I would appreciate that for Colin there. Good morning to you, Colin. Lim is in Cheshire. Of course it is. I knew that. Call yourself an Englishman. well, Karlbach. I see. That's a little bit of Welsh for me there, Karlbach. All right, Cariad. Jersey is here from New Jersey. Hola, bon dia todos. Good morning. Musicians Live 360. Bon dia, Carl, from a slightly wet Obidosh. Good morning to you. How are you? Musicians Live 360. Fantastic. Douglas Hughes. Weather iffy in Nazaré too. Very cool evenings. What's the update this morning, Doug? It's a Monday morning. Are people piling in to enjoy their holidays there? Or is it unnervingly quiet still, as we've shown from the photos there? Bon dia, Carl. Lonnie says, your Facebook page says lives in Anadia, Portugal. That's to throw people off the scent, Lonnie. Is that still accurate, or have you moved? I'm working on venturing out of Porto. Steady on, Lonnie. No, actually, moved from Anadia to Fanadia, would you believe? But in the hills of Caldas de Rainha now, and I have been working on a plan. I haven't replied to your message about us meeting up, but I have been working on a cunning plan, which I'll elaborate on after the show, Lonnie. You do that. I mean, fair play. There's enough in Porto to keep you interested, isn't there? But you might want to see some other parts of Portugal. And, of course, to fall in love with other parts of Portugal, which is what happens. Your hair muffins need replacing. What's that mean? My hair muffins. What's wrong with my hair muffins? I don't even know what they are, Joel, but I'll take your word for it. Hola, bon dia. First timer from Cape Town, Francis Gersbach. is here. Second half sub. We'll watch the rest later. Nice. I like that. Missed the beginning, listening in. Have enjoyed your channel. Thanks. Oh, cheers, Francis. And thank you for tuning in from Cape Town. Another sip of my Good Morning Portugal mug, I think, here. Stand by. Tea and coffee taste so much better from a Good Morning Portugal mug. Available from Etsy now. August is always hot, but sometimes has surprises. Yeah, it's the surprises I'm not looking forward to, Antonio. This to me has been a strange summer. Not complaining because it's far better than what I'm used to in my native land, but a little bit unpredictable so far this year, right? Would you agree? And also from Pippa Young, nice mug shot. Very good, Pippa. That one. Did I mention the Good Morning Portugal mug? Surpresa pouco. Estamos Augusto e Chauve from Joel. What does that mean, Joel? Please. Abel Pinheiro, good morning to you. Abel, how are you? Khadija also from the north of Portugal. From the north. Sunny here again. Nice one. Da Costa Diogo. Bom dia to all from England. Wishing to be there in October. Happy New Week to you all. Lovely way to start the week. Thank you for your greeting there. I haven't heard from you for a while, Diogo, but lovely to hear from you. Yay! My GMP coffee cup arrived this weekend. It's very quick, isn't it? The dispatch, John. Please do send a picture of yourself with your mug, and we'll pop that up. And also, typically, when people say, "Oh, what's the furthest afield we can get a picture for the show?" Let's do that. I know John Gibson. That won't be that far for you, will it? But from others, maybe South Africa, maybe from Australia, or maybe because I guess the Australians have the head start, don't they, being the furthest away? Maybe unusual places where you can have a photo. If you're not far away from us in Portugal, maybe you could take a picture of yourself on a train, on a Portuguese train, or on a plane. Do something unusual like that. So I should have done this ages ago, but the number for all of that, the WhatsApp number, feel free to put this in your address book. The studio number for Good Morning Portugal is 913-590-303 for all your pics, all your messages. And I do like the audio from time to time. Take my life and my reputation, what's left of it, in tatters in my hands when somebody sends in a voice message that I haven't vetted before the show, but I'm just hovering just in case it is a little bit unsavory or too near the knuckle, as some of you can be. You know what you like. But there you go, 913-590-303 if you would like to send me a picture or a video or a voice message. Today we're doing it about the weekend you've had. We've done pooches and pussies, haven't we, before, which was very popular. Or just, as some other people do, their travel log of coming into Portugal. Always very inspirational for others. Okay, I love the mug, says Khadija, but what I really want is a proper size water glass. I can only find miniature glasses here. Yes, that's interesting, Khadija. I found that with mugs as well when I first came to Portugal. Couldn't find a big mug. And you have to resort to IKEA, the traditional Portuguese shop, IKEA or IKEA. Any other tips? Because there's glassware and ceramics made in Portugal, like everything. You can always find whatever you want made in Portugal, I think. You struggle to find something that isn't manufactured here. So can we give Khadija a bit of guidance on big glasses, obviously for those great big gin and tonics that Khadija enjoys of an evening. Back in the UK, I was very much, come on, let's get this job done. Same here, Gary, believe it or not. That's the train passing under. Partly, Joel, but it's also the metal work that you drive. When your tires hit the metal grid, it makes a really strange dragonish noise as well. So do you like it too? I mean, as a Porto person, suffering the indignity of having to pay a toll to cross Lisboeta River, that must be quite awkward for you, I would have thought, being a tripeiras down there with the Alfacinas. Bom dia, alegria from Filomena. Hello, Filomena. Hey, it's going to be Filomena next. Let's have a look. I'll tell you when Filomena's on next. Got Nunu from Winsurance on tomorrow. So she's going to be, Filomena will be with us on the 13th, unless of course she's on holiday, and she might have already told me that. But as far as my agenda is concerned, which is not very well kept, it has to be said, I'm not the best diary. Who else is like that? I'm not very good with the diary thing. I try and keep too many things in my mind or on scraps of paper which get lost, and I know it's not good. for a man of my position. I'm trying to organize so many things. But Philomena, second Friday of the month, which I make the 13th. No, not hungry at all, says David. Have a great day, Philomena. Thanks for popping in. And so lovely that you met one of our other friends from the community recently. Not hungry at all. You are hungry less often on one meal a day. People who snack get hungry more often. Oh, yes, because you're constantly stimulating, I guess, your body for food. Well said, David. Went to Aromaticus on Sunday. Shout out to Owen at Aromaticus and had a nice meal. Apparently, they're getting increasing numbers of Portuguese customers who are getting a taste for the full English. Nice one, guys. That is great. That is great. I mean, I imagine that was written into the Treaty of Windsor it was foretold in the Great Treaty of Windsor and realized now in Espinhal, I think that is, isn't it? In the Expat Valley in central Portugal there. I don't know about an FB group for the Man Cave. Look up Portuglish YouTube channel. Thanks very much for that. I think Joel is telling you to get some new headphone covers. Why? What's wrong with these? Is it just because they keep disappearing on the green screen? What's wrong? I've had these unwashed for nearly 2 years now. There's nothing wrong with these, Joel. Ew. Austin, Andy, Bondi off to Aveiro shopping with the wife and daughter. Ah! Come on, Andy. Shopping malls in Portugal for fellas aren't so bad, right? You can sit in the food court and have a lovely bifana, sit in the sunshine. I mean, I would feel your pain if you were going to the Trafford Centre or Lakeside or Meadow Hall or somewhere like that back in Blighty. But I've got much sympathy for you. Right by the canal there in Aveiro. Come on, you're getting spoilt, mate. Then lunch at Wok. Oh, so Wok is one of the places inside, isn't it? Straight to Wok or something like that, or hi ho, it's off to Wok we go in Aveiro there. Come on, mate. I think shopping malls in Portugal are awesome. I know my one in Caldas is good. Surprise is not enough. It's August and it rains. Okay, so there you go. Nothing new there. Surpresa e pouco estamos em agosto. Okay, surprise is an understatement. It's August and it rains is the translation there. So, okay, it's nothing new, perhaps. Dare I mention climate change or variability? That seems to be a thing anyway for August in Portugal. Thanks for the heads up on that, you Portugueses. Bon dia, Carl from Fiona and Simon. Hi, Colin. It's on YouTube on the Portuguese channel, says Fiona and Simon. These are the man cavers coming to our rescue there. Thank you. I was spoiled in the UK with mug sizes. Can't find anything that suits me now. Fortunately, I have a big Costa mug and bring it everywhere. Yeah, what is it about small mugs? Is it for people who drink little coffees? I suppose it is, isn't it? I haven't been that far south. Have you really never been to Lisboa? Or are you just saying that because in case the mayor of Porto is listening and he'll feel let down by you? WhatsApp number here, please. Absolutely. Let's do that again then. 913-590-303. Would you believe it? It is 4 minutes to 10. And as Wogan used to say, not a child in the house washed, let alone a presenter. Let's have a look. Where are we? Jeff Owen, there's a number for you. Khadija. Gin and tonics in my youth. Purely a ginger drinker now. I wonder. I mean, that's meant to be sipped in it rather than a great big glass there, Khadija. Yeah, Tom, hola, bon dia, good morning, Portugal. Probably the best breakfast show in the world. Tom, that is so lovely. Thank you very much indeed. What a lovely testimonial that is. Enjoyed Mia's language introduction. Great presentation, says Jeff. Yeah, and it was a little bit of a shock when she dropped the old F-bomb there, albeit in context. But I mean, I wasn't expecting it from such a, civilized lady of the Portuguese linguistic scene. There she was, effing and jeffing at whatever it was, 9:30 on Friday morning. But we're still all right. We're still on YouTube. Okay, for now. And I see, YouTube is cutting and hacking through through some of its big people. You would never think, would you? I mean, love it or loathe it. Sky News Australia, I think, with over 1 million subscribers, must have said something not to the liking of those in Silicon Valley who I was going to say dare to censor. They don't dare, do they? Just do it. It's their private property. It's true. It's their company. It's a private thing, and they can do what they like, for better or for worse. And they have cut Sky News Australia for saying something or other with its 1.3 million. Can you imagine being in that position? And I imagine, we know how it is. A lot of you here will be YouTube people. Tell me, your news consuming habits. You probably don't watch traditional news anymore, do you? And wise news purveyors have made the transition from the traditional channels where only a few hundred or thousand people watch now to YouTube, where millions can watch in a way that suits them. Interesting times. John Gibson, Mia is awesome. Thanks. Well, it is our delight and pleasure to introduce you to Mia, not least because we have an affiliate link, but for the sake of transparency. But I honestly wouldn't recommend her if I didn't think she was awesome as well. And she gets great reviews, as you can see here. So Jeff and John are fans of the Mia technique, the Mia approach. All right, a minute to go. I don't know if we can squeeze. Let me see. Has somebody sent in a picture? They most certainly have. We have a foggy day. Colin, where have you been? Let me share this with you before we go. Then we have so as well as slightly eerily quiet pictures from Nazaré this morning, we got a foggy one from where is this? Ericeira, from Colin. Good morning to you. Thanks for joining us this morning, Colin. Look, that normally. That's whatever it is, that's on the market. That's probably not the best time to talk about it, is it, with a foggy view like that? But that sea view, this accommodation property is on our property pages, actually, expatsportugal.com. And normally a absolutely, picture book, estate agent's dream picture of the sea, but a foggy one this morning. You can see the blue of the swimming pool, but you can't see the sea this morning at Ericeira. A little bit foggy, but believe me, come what? Midday, that's all going to be burnt off and you're going to get that beautiful view again, aren't you, Colin? Tell me that's true. Still too quiet from Nazaré. The news coming in from Nazaré, still too quiet for people to turn a profit, I feel. Sad times, absolutely. I was a bit concerned after Friday. Mia, our beautiful dancing, singing teacher, leave her alone with you for 5 minutes and she ends up swearing like an old trooper. It's not just me to blame for that, Gary. This is a community rule. I'm not taking one for this team on that level. I think there's a general air of whatever it is, debauchery here that might have caused that to happen. Nope, not watching regular TV anymore. There you go. Only for occasional live sport events, maybe like F1. Yeah, because they're the ones who still have it, right? The buying power. But that's going to change too, isn't it? Pilgrim Pods copy and pasted Portuguese YouTube into Google and was met with a Shakira playlist. Well. Nothing wrong with that, is there? A bit of hips don't lie this time of the morning. Great start to the week. Oh, baby, when you talk like that. Found the channel. We'll check it out later. Intrigued by the stream. My hips don't lie either. But I'm not going to prove it to you right now. You might be glad to hear. Okay. Any more WhatsAppers before we press the button and send you on your way? Oh, excellent. Dog days of summer. Here on Long Island. Fantastic. Why not feature a picture of a beautiful German Shepherd dog here. So dog days of summer here on Long Island, heading to Portugal on Thursday. And I do hope you're bringing the pooch with you. Is that happening now, or is that happening another time? The swearing's being blamed on Joel. Yes. And she is from Porto. You know what she said about Porto people? Yeah, Joel inquired about the swearing on Friday. It's true. You blame me for what? Everything, Joel. Anything, especially the swearing. Okay, so finally then, picture from Jersey, the dog days of summer, and on the way this week. That is such good news. Here's a picture of your lovely dog to finish the show with. We haven't got the dog's name, have we? But there you go. Summer in New Jersey. Looking forward to just in time for summer in Portugal as well. Thank you very much for that. Wonderful. Last comments then on the screen. Blame me for what? We'll leave him. Should we leave him guessing, everybody? Damn, that was a scare. First month's Monday. Finland test the warning sirens. Yes, just before we go, you have to get used to that in Portugal as well, don't you? I was in San Martinho de Porto, where we were first stranded in Portugal, which is a great story in its own right, I think. But yes. Oh, not this time. What does that mean? Have I got something wrong there? Yes, sirens in Portugal. The bombeiros test their fire sirens, don't they? And there we were, enjoying ourselves in San Martinho de Porto. Come midday, in the distance, kids, get your stuff, quick, grab the buckets and spades. Let's go hide in the hotel. What's happening? Yes, Russian airstrike. Come on, Antonio. It's not 1960 anymore. Same in Netherlands, 12 o'clock, first Monday each time. Oh, and the doggo's not coming on this particular journey. Okay, so next time, Jersey. But all the best. Bon voyage with your travels towards Portugal, Jersey. That sounds great. And isn't that lovely? You've been tuned in for so long. And now the move, it's all happening. It's all happening. That hockey stick, a steady line as you've been a listener and tuning in and being part of this community. And now it's happening. The upturn coming into Portugal. Not coming with my dog. It will happen next year. Wonderful. Have a lovely trip over here. Hope you find all you need. Don't eat cabbage for lunch. Oh, it's the. Okay, Gary. It's 12 o'clock. With neighbours like this, of course, Elra. It's a slip. I'll say goodbye from the slippery slopes of Good Morning Portugal. A fine bunch of people with some funny habits, for sure. You have a great day. Thanks, everybody, for being here this morning and starting the week in such a fun way. Have a good one. Last word to Joel here. I'm about 10 kilometres from the dock in Matosinhos, and we can still hear the siren from the dock. Sorry, making me laugh every time a cruiser is sent off. Well, that wakes you up, doesn't it? As you're snoozing, as you're pretending to be busy at work on the computer and you've nodded off. As each cruiser is sent off. Is that still happening at the moment, I wonder? Okay, folks, we must go. I'm happy to linger here, as you know, in your lovely company, but we've presumably got other things to do, like go and eat tremosas and drink beer.